Walter spoke earlier this morning, a pharmacist that has done many, many things in his lifetime to help the healthcare model, from bioidentical hormones all the way up to the genetic testing that we're looking at now. So we're much indebted to Walter and his constant striving for more answers and for the solutions to change not only his genetics and his traumas that he's had to his body, but his family's and that of the entire world. So Walter's going to finish up the rest of the talk, and I'll finalize this out after that, and then we should be done probably in the next 30 to 40 minutes.
Okay, you ready, Ben?
Yes, go ahead, Walter.
Okay, fine. This is Walter Hayhurst again. I don't have the video side of this, but just to summarize how this all got started, I've been sick for many years. Ben, can you still hear?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, great. I've been sick for, golly, 50 years. I've been very fortunate in that we have made a few dollars. Had hundreds of MDs, PhDs, pharmacists work for me, and no one could help me until about 10 or 12 years ago. Don Dennis was doing some basic work. Ponacow got all the credit, but Don Dennis was the brains. I flew to Atlanta, Georgia, and he got me a lot better very quickly. I actually helped start the compounding company there in Texas. So we compounded some nasal sprays to kill what he found in my sinuses. I got back on the plane, and by the time I got back to Denver, I was already ill again. So at that time, I had a company that made ultra class 1 clean rooms. So I turned my bedroom into a class 1 clean room. Very expensive procedure, but I got better almost immediately. So, it's environment. So as I got to know Dr. Dennis better, he said, Walter, you guys got to realize that we can't use toxic chemicals to clean up the environment. So we were blessed back then with very smart individuals in the natural field industry. They develop products. They're on the CitraSafe website. In 20 years now, we've really never had one person that we're aware of having a negative reaction to that. But the reason we were going to have Dr. Tim Pingree make a presentation is because he's the one that really helped get me through that very difficult process 20 years ago, and worked with me in helping the environment and how it all fit together. And we developed more and more nasal sprays that were very, very helpful for people that had chronic fungal sinusitis, and that's what I had. So because I had that, I had all of these horrible things occur to me. I've had cancer, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, Lyme's disease, the worst sinus infections in the world, migraine headaches to the point of, just never stopped, but was always uncomfortable. Today, like I said, I'm 70, I'll be 74, God willing, and I feel better physically and mentally, because as soon as we get through with this, I'm going to take this coat off. I have on blue jeans, and I'm going to go hop on my skidster and heavy equipment and finish making a road and a dam that I'm working on at 9,000 feet in the Rockies. Now, I couldn't even come up here. I couldn't drive up here 10 years ago. In a little while, I'm going to go out and physically work. So how did we get there? Just to summarize how it all fits together. The environment is 70% of this equation, I firmly believe, and I've been everywhere. I've gone all over the world. Never really got better until we figured out a way to help the environment without toxic chemicals. And it's a constant battle, and I want to really stress that. This is not take a pill and get well. I test all the time, and I mean all the time. I buy hundreds of plates at a time. I put them out, and if there's more than 4 or 5 colonies, guys, if you could see my home up here, y'all would hate me. It's solid concrete, steel, and natural rock, no wood in the walls, 3 floors overlooking a creek. We have elk, deer, moose, mountain lions, and bears, and it's the perfect environment for me. I spend 9 months out of the year here. I still have the ranch down in South Texas. My sister lives there, and I can only go there December and January, because no matter what I do in South Texas, the Bioverdin and mold is so bad that immediately I get arrhythmias, I start gaining weight, I get headaches, I feel horrible in that environment. So the environment is 60%, and then because of Kurt and his technology, I was following a inflammation-free diet that helped tremendously. Guys, I've lost 81 pounds. Now, again, how did I do that? The minute my environment turns to heck, I start putting on weight. That's why a while back, a year ago, I had a tremendous hit. I know the antigenistic species that turn on my gene. I know the toxic species that almost kill me. Now, that cost a whole lot of money, and the average patient is not going to do that. I did it for a lot of reasons. First of all, I wanted to survive. Secondly, I have nieces and nephews that have these genes. Their kids are already starting to have tremendous problems. I want to fight this till the day I die, trying to realize and understand that we don't know very much. Even someone as brilliant as Larry Empting will tell you we don't know much. But the people that are in these 5 companies, we're all committed to being able to help. And anyone that's on this webinar with us today, my number, 303-919-7173, I would be glad to help you with a patient that really can't afford very much. And I do that every day. We work with the Wounded Warriors, Wounded Heroes, and we give tremendous amount of things away every day in our companies because we work with women that have 3 kids, the husband's gone, and they're deathly ill. We try to help them. So, but I also understand free enterprise. We have to be profitable or we won't be here to learn and to help all these people in the future. So Dr. Pingree helped me in that I had more polyps in my head than he could count. I did not have to have surgery because I aggressively did several things. I clean out my sinuses every day with a sinugator. I use a product called Agramax, 3 or 4 drops in there. I clean out my sinuses. When I travel, I make up a solution of betadine and Agramax and normal saline. Guys, I work with pilots. I'm a pilot. None of them could pass their physicals. Do you know how many of them have passed their physical once they got on the protocol? Every one of them. These guys make 250 grand a year flying 747s, but they use what we call a travel kit. So when they get in the airplane, they have on ionizers under each lapel. They know exactly what to do with their hotel when they get there. They flush out their sinuses every day that are on the road. They use the nasal sprays every hour while they're in the airplane or a contaminated hotel. And they're just like I am. I've got to work at this on a regular basis or I get sick again. And so we don't have the answer yet. I know people that are working on vaccines that are going to be amazing. But in this country, they've been working on it 20 years. I don't know how much longer it'll be before the FDA will approve something like that, even though I believe this is the genesis for almost everything that we think is a disease is bad genes and things that regulate those genes. If that's true, why wouldn't we want to stop all of these terminal diseases? Well, you guys are very smart. Think it through. There's a lot of money in the system that's in place right now. There's not any money in what we do. Someone a while ago asked if I own something. I've started many companies, not only here, but all over the world. This is not about money because I can do things and everyone in my team can do things and make infinitely more money. So in transparency, and that's the word that was used, we want to be transparent in that we are motivated way beyond the money side of things. So Dr. Pingree helped me get through the process as we got better. I'm living in a bubble for a long time. Learned how to change my diet. That helped tremendously. Like I said, I've lost 80 pounds because I'm converting glucose to adenosine triphosphate, not to fat. So once I got on this protocol, cleaned up my environment, changed my diet, and then the first time we made acetylated glutathione, guys, it was so bad I had to hold my nose to swallow the capsule. But guess what? 2 days later, my arrhythmias stopped, and I was having 6 to 10 a minute to the point where I couldn't get off the couch. That's why I gained 81 pounds. So That was number one. Number two, we realized that resveratrol helped, but for half our women, if their VIP was low, they couldn't tolerate oral resveratrol. So we developed, through a company, a sublingual form. Same thing with the beet juice enzymes. What happened to me as I got genetically, I was inclined, so it knocked out human growth hormone, knocked out MSH. Levothyroxine, liothyronine ratios went crazy, and then my hormones went nuts. Now that's why, this is my point of view, I helped bring hormone replacement therapy to the United States in 1981 from London, England. Women are so much more affected because why? When it knocked out T3, T4, they have what? Estrogen, estradiol, estrase, estrone, progesterone, testosterone, and those ratios change every day. So even if you sent one of your patients to a good physician, they know how to do those things, and a good pharmacist knows how to make it, they're wrong by Wednesday if they're breathing those toxins. Don't forget that, because that's really will give you the tools not to be frustrated when women especially come back and they go, well, I'm not alive, I was great for a week and now I'm worse. Well, it's the environment, it's the environment, it's the environment. And then it's the genetic testing for your diet and how to work out. And if you do all those things correctly over a period of time, which is a real pain, most of us, I want to say 85% of the people I talk to worldwide, and I talk to a bunch every day, are getting better. Now, we're not cured because all I have to do is stay in Texas for March, and then I start getting very ill again. I cannot fly commercially. I'm a pilot. I'm old, so I sold my airplanes, and so I don't fly. I do drive fast. So, you know, to really sum this up, the team that you've been exposed to today, and we're not very slick yet, but we're going to get better. And as we get better, we're going to record all of these things, and then we're going to replace every chapter with a better chapter as we get better and better and better. And this isn't going to make your practice overnight, and you're not going to help everyone that we try to help. But I've tried everything. I work with billionaires, people that just fly all over the world until they clean up their environment, change their diet, get on a couple of the things that I'm on. They don't get better, and I don't have any, I mean, that's the truth. I don't want to even add anything to that. We've been everywhere. We've tried everything, and unless you do those three areas, then all the things that we've talked about today are going to be to no avail long term. Now, the exciting thing about this is the genetic testing. So if you got a problem, you can either start doing testing the human or test the house. Dogs are bad, cats are worse. Do a tap test on your dog or cat when you get home. Get one of those plates and tap your dog or your cat. Send one of those into the lab, and you're going to be amazed at what's growing. It gets into your carpet, and when you walk on carpet, you stir everything up, you bust up the spores, and all the chemicals that we've talked about come into your environment. So I have homes. I don't have carpet in any of them anymore. We have tile and we have natural hard wood. But then I live at places where today that, you know, the humidity is going to be 12% up here. So if you put all of these things together and you're consistent, and we all don't quit, we all work together, we can really, I want to be part of a team that helps a guy that works like a dog and he makes 35 grand a year and he's got 2 kids, his wife's sick, and someday he can go into a pharmacy and there's a little kit there with all of this stuff on what to do and how to do it. A lot of references on the doctors that we've all trained, because I've trained tens of thousands of physicians in these other areas. This is just getting started. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be very difficult, but we won't quit, and we really believe that if we just listen, our customers, our patients are going to tell us exactly, you know, where to go. All you have to do is, I just saw a question about the nasal sprays and about the fungal infections. Yeah, that's on the CitraSafe website. Again, you guys can call me. I'll talk y'all through any of this, because if I can get one doctor to do this with me, then all of a sudden it'll be 100, and then 1,000 someday, and then 10,000. It took me 7 years to help get the concept of hormone replacement therapy and then what we call hospice started. It wasn't easy. In medicine, it takes 10 years if you're right. I believe that we are correct, but we're going to have a lot of distractors. My companies have been on 20/20, 60 Minutes, and they start off by saying, Walter, have you stopped beating your wife yet? Well, you know the answer to that. And so there's going to be a lot of criticism, but if you aren't tough, this isn't going to work for you. You've got to be pretty thick-skinned to put up with the things that that are going to occur in your practice. But guess what? Boy, I have people every day calling me, thanking me, and I go, don't thank me, thank all the people on my team. Most people don't even know my name. I'm sort of coming out of the closet after 10 years because I have nieces and nephews that even though we do everything right, they're still having problems. I need help. And so we're going to aggressively get this out. We're going to get good information. We'll have people that have their own agendas. It'll be very controversial. And that's just life. So first of all, thank you all. I know how difficult this has been to stay on this, especially when we've had some technical problems, but we'll get a lot better. This will be all put together, snipped together, and then we'll give you guys access to it. But again, through me, you have access to everybody on the webinar. And then if I can help personally in any way, shape, or form, just call, leave your name and number. Do not leave me a message. I get 50 messages a day. So I'll get back to you, and then I will do everything that I can to help you. Leave with this. Believe the plates. Believe the plates. If you do that, and you listen to Jeff Bookout and you listen to J.W. Biava, they're going to help you get your home clean. My airplane, I had a lake amphibian airplane that almost killed me. My dogs almost killed me. I have 2 Catahoula dingo golden doodles up here today because I have mountain lions all over my property. I have wolves. I have bobcats. I have bears. I want them to be able to bark, and so we wash them once a week in a special shampoo. We also rinse them once a week. We wash all of their bedding in a special detergent as we do our clothes. And by doing all of those things, and then I went to Walmart and I got several HEPA filters and I have them running. And I lightly mist them with mold solution while they are running. It's amazing what that does to the quality of your air, especially if you have central heat and air. Those things are poison, but most people can't live where I live. So the next best step is to do the HEPA filters. Call Jeff Bookout. He used to charge me several grand, and now it's $200 a year. I like that a lot better, even though I love Jeff. So thank you all for coming. Call if we can be of service. And then, Ben, turn it back over to you. I'm going to go hop on the skidster and build a road. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you, Walter. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up here today, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We had a great turnout. Again, we are definitely here to help. That's the whole point of this webinar today, is to get the information out there. If you have any questions about how neurofeedback can affect your patients, how the mold testing, how the genetic testing, any of the products, I know that was a lot of the questions that came in from patients or from the doctors and everyone watching, was about the Agramax, about the different products, how to take the glutathione, how to do all those different things. In this short of a time period that we had to go over everything, it was very hard to get that really summarized in a way that you can take it from day one and go with it. So we're here to help. We're here to answer those questions. Walter can give you in-depth explanations on how to do the nasal sprays and how your clients can do that themselves. The neurofeedback side of things, how we can do a brain map, how we can read those. Dr. Suter has every 2 weeks he does a weekly webinar where he reviews cases, a lot of different resources on the ClearMind website where you can look at previous seminars that Dr. Suter and myself have taught. There's ample amount of information. If you're intrigued at all by any of this and want more, give us a call, email, anything along those lines. It is our definite goal at this point to provide the information that you guys need to inspire you to take it to that next level. Every day I'm looking for new answers. Every day I'm looking for new tools to help people. And as we get more information in there, we're going to be able to give you guys more and more as well. And we hope to get feedback as well and what things are working for you. And we're always looking for more answers. One more class that's coming up September 10th. Dr. Suter will be teaching a Clear Mind class, an introduction class, and that can be, I believe that's going to be a webinar, but we will do that. Yes, that'll be a webinar, and you can look that up at clearmindcenter.com, and then for those of you that have been through the regular, there's an advanced on the 11th, so intro on the 10th, advanced class on the 11th, and you can do both as well. So contact ClearMind. They've got all that information. We will be putting on more of these seminars as we go along, so we'll be giving you updates on those. So thank you all for coming. I will answer the rest of the questions there, and if you look into the questions section on the right of your screen, Walter's phone number, all the websites, in the chat section there's some of the websites as well. So you guys are ready to go, ready to make some changes in your patients, and anything we can do to help, let us know. All right, have a wonderful Saturday, everyone. Bye-bye.